Welcome to the Road to Retirement with Limehouse Financial. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Tripp Limehouse of Limehouse Financial. Tripp, how are you today?
Cynthia, doing wonderful, and it's so good to be with you again, and also with you out there in TV land. Thank you for tuning in. We are thrilled to have you watching. This is not your average, ordinary retirement planning show. We're going to get real with you. Stay tuned for this whole episode because we've got a lot of great information to share with you.
Tripp, we most certainly have a lot of great information to share with our viewers, but first of all, let's talk about this beautiful photo on the desk next to you.
Well, I don't know, Cynthia, for new viewers, they might not know this, but I love bringing my family with me to the studio, and this is how I do so. For the ongoing viewers, hey, thanks for tuning in again, and yes, here they are. Oh, my family's doing wonderful. To God be the glory. Love being a dad. Love being a husband. Just it's a journey, work in progress, but everybody's doing great. I'm having some fun with my oldest daughter. She graduated Clemson, and you know, so she got a full-time job, and she comes to me and she says, "Dad, I know this is what you do for a living. You help people prepare for later in retirement, for retirement, to get through it, to get to it. What can I be doing?" So I said, "Honey, let's take a look at what's available, and let's pick the right things for you right now." So we did that, you know. So it's kind of fun from a young age, teaching them what to do so that as they age, they're going to be more independent and in control. And that's what we talk about. So, hey, let's talk about how a person's age, how your age matters as you're moving forward in retirement. So the first age I want to talk about, Cynthia, is a big one.
All right.
Now, I really think every birthday is a big deal, but this one supposedly is like a real big deal.
Okay.
I'm talking about age 50, the big 50. Hey, you might be there or be approaching there. So excited for you. A lot happens at that point in time.
Sure.
I think that there's an emotional component to aging in general, but when we're linking that to retirement and how you're going to succeed in retirement, you know, you probably are starting to think more about what can I be doing? So this is where we call it the I'm free years.
Okay.
At 50, excuse me, we call it the catch-up years. Catch-up years.
Okay.
Right? Because for most people out there, you know, they're raising families, they're working hard, and, you know, you might not have been able to save as much as you would like to have saved. Or maybe some of you have done an excellent job and have you're ahead of the game. But you know what we see is most people 50 and over, 51, 52, 53, et cetera, they're encountering this time in their life, Cynthia, when perhaps the kids are older, out of the house, maybe off the payroll, you know.
Of course, okay.
You know, we all know about that.
Sure.
By the way, thanks to my dad. You know, he's been always helping me out, even as an adult. I love you so much, Dad. But you know, realistically, for a lot of people, this is up to age 50, they maybe have not been able to save as much as they would like to have saved.
It's true.
So, so we call it the catch-up years, and we talk about I'm free because you can put money away more so than ever before.
Okay.
And what happens is the IRS is going to allow you to contribute more to that tax-deferred retirement account, more than you've ever been able to contribute before. So I think that people really need to be paying close attention to their ability to put money away at this point in their life. So the catch-up years are very, very important for everyone. And, you know, people need to be paying close attention, and actually people need to be coming in and talking with us. I would encourage you right now to pick up the phone, 844-359-2569, and give us a call and ask us about the catch-up years, because again, you need to be understanding what your options are, how much you can be putting away in these retirement accounts. And Cynthia, regarding that, I just have to touch on this.
Okay.
You know, when a person has the ability to contribute, you know, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 a year, and they're tax-deferred retirement account, they really need to understand the implications of it. I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword because there's a key word in there, and that key word is deferred, okay? And folks, you just need to understand that when you're deferring taxes, you're deferring taxes. It's that simple.
Yes.
But this is often a time, maybe let's say between 50, 58, 59, 60 years old, where a person or a married couple can really sock away a lot of money.
Okay.
And we want to see them do that. We want to see them understand that. Understanding, again, the catch-up provisions with tax-deferred retirement accounts is a very integral part of someone being successful in the next decade and after that. So very important age, guys.
Absolutely.
50 and onward. Now, so the next thing, the next age that really has a big impact on people is 59 and a half. And I think that when you guys out there think about retirement planning, you know, you may have an age in mind as to when you want to retire, but there's so many ages along the way that make a difference, and you really need to understand them. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this one, 59 and a half.
Okay.
59 and a half. We talk a lot about that.
We do, because that's very important. That means a person is free. I'm free.
And doesn't that just sound good? I mean, who doesn't like freedom? I like freedom. You like freedom. We want to do the things that we want to do. So what do we mean, Cynthia, when we're talking about I'm free? So when a person is saving money in a tax-deferred retirement account, so we're talking about an IRA, a 401k, a TSP, a 403b, the list goes on and on and on. A person is not allowed to take money out of that account prior to age 59 and a half.
Okay.
Because the implications of you withdrawing money from a tax-deferred retirement account prior to age 59 and a half are really high. You're going to pay a 10% penalty, and you're going to pay ordinary income taxes. Now, in certain circumstances, this has to happen with people. Maybe it's an emergency or something comes up.
Okay.
But, you know, what we're advising folks to do is let's build an emergency fund so that we don't have to withdraw. Folks, we don't want you to withdraw from your retirement savings if there's an emergency. That's what an emergency savings fund is for. There's a difference between an emergency savings fund and a retirement savings fund. So definitely.
Yes, and if I could stop you right there for just a moment, Trip, there's actually a recent study that came out, and it's actually a shocking number of people that are digging into their 401k to pay credit card debt. Have you seen that? I mean, it's staggering.
Yes, yes. And what I'd like for you guys to know, if that is you, you're not the only one. If you're contemplating using money out of your retirement account to, you know, satisfy a short-term debt or even a long-term debt, you know, it could be a good idea, but maybe it couldn't be a good idea. So an example is that I can think of is Jonathan O'Reilly, our investment advisor at Limehouse Financial. He and I sat down with a couple recently, and they came in and they had about $60,000 of short-term debt. They were doing more than paying the minimum payments. You know, they were kind of moving the ball forward, but really a whole lot wasn't happening. I mean, folks, when you're paying a, you know, 18, 20, 23% interest rate and even making more than a minimum payment, you're still not really, that debt's not really coming down. So this is an example of a couple that we said, hey, they have an asset that they can leverage. It was the 401k. They could borrow out of that 401k and then pay off the credit card debt and then pay that loan back to themselves. And their window was good because they had a time frame of about 4 or 5 years before they're getting ready to retire. So we were able to show them how to, you know, really implement that into their plan, and it did help them. But in general, folks, we don't want to be using long-term savings, retirement savings, for something that's short-term. So, but this whole 59 and a half thing is fantastic. Why do we say I'm free? It's because, folks, when you're 59 and a half, you no longer, in general, have to leave your retirement account, and it's not a plan, it's an account with your employer. So if you're 59 and a half, you need to be asking your employer what your options are for rolling the money into an IRA. And Cynthia, quite frankly, a lot of people miss this. So this is something that's very important, and you need to understand how it works that you can do it. And there's no tax implication when you roll money from an existing retirement account through your employer into an IRA. Furthermore, what happens is people then have the four-letter word, we talk about it all the time, the PLAN, the plan, okay? More investment options, lower cost, and, you know, then they know where they're going and what things are going to look like. Cynthia, I see no reason, other than maybe a scenario that someone might need to borrow to satisfy a short-term debt, I see no reason why people 59 and a half should let their retirement account stay where it is. Folks, it's a wonderful thing. Your money's not held hostage anymore, and you can move it. And guess what? When you move it, you can still participate in that employer-sponsored retirement account. You can still get the match. The only thing that happens is there's less of a balance. So you really need to be taking advantage of your opportunity. You're free at 59 and a half, and you can make some changes.
Well, Tripp, there's a very special offer you're presenting to our viewers at home today. Let's talk about what that is before we open the phone lines.
Absolutely, folks. We're talking about options to put you in control, to allow you to be independent during retirement. You need to call us right now. There should be a sense of urgency. So far, we've just skimmed the surface of what happens at particular ages. You need to know what you can be doing to prepare for this long journey, the road to retirement journey. Call right now and ask for the options for retirement accounts. We'll provide it for you. It's a free report, no cost, no obligation.
Tripp, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, 844-359-2569. We know that you have a lot of questions for Tripp about how to plan your perfect retirement. He is offering you the opportunity to come in today and let him get to know you one-on-one. If you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it. Click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Tripp's landing page. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We are talking about different ages and how they affect you throughout the years regarding retirement. Stay tuned.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to the Road to Retirement with Limehouse Financial. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Tripp Limehouse of Limehouse Financial. Tripp, this is a very interesting show talking about how age correlates with retirement going through the years. And we left off at 59 and a half, which is I'm free. And then the next one you have is age 62. And what's special about age 62?
Well, 62, it's mine. Wow. What are we talking about here, folks? We're talking about something that you've been paying into your entire life. Social Security. And at 62, yes, it's mine. Or is it, right? That's the question. You know, people are aware that at age 62, they can file to receive their Social Security benefits. And for some of you guys in our audience, that's going to be the best thing to do. Take it from a young age, okay? But for some of you, perhaps pushing it out, maybe to a full retirement age, 66 and a half, 67, or even to 70 could be a better idea. So Cynthia, every day people come to the office and, you know, they ask us about this whole Social Security thing. And, you know, maybe they're a little bit younger, maybe they're mid 60s, but they're wondering what they can do to get the most out of it. You know, I mean, think about it, right? For years and years and years, you're paying into it, you're paying into it, you're paying into it. And what is Social Security? It's one big income plan. It is. It's a big income plan. And you know what the downside to Social Security, well, I mean, there's a couple, but this is a big one. You know, I met with a gentleman recently, and it was a sad story. It really was. His wife had retired at 61. She filed for her Social Security benefit at 62. She received one payment, and then she passed away. So there was no continuing payments for the husband because his benefit was higher than hers. So there was nothing for him in it. But it was kind of a bittersweet thing. You know, she received one payment. So we never know how long we're going to be here. One thing's for sure, though. We know while we are here, we're going to need this one thing. And what is this one thing? It's called income.
Yes.
Income.
Absolutely.
And Cynthia, quite frankly, people take this decision on Social Security lightly. And as a Social Security and income planning expert, what we talk about is you can't do that. You just have to know.
It's true, and a lot of people, Trip, they don't know that there are different strategies for filing for Social Security, and they would have no idea unless they came in and spoke with a financial professional such as yourself.
Well, we call it the Social Security Roadmap, and that's something that everybody needs, a Social Security Roadmap. That's a document that clearly defines the best time for you to file for your Social Security benefit. Maybe it is 62. Maybe it is 66, maybe it is 70, but you know what? Let's don't guess, okay? Let's take into consideration you, where you are, where you're going, what you want things to look like. Let's take into consideration inflation, healthcare, taxation. Let's take into consideration the assets that you've saved, and let's formulate a strategy that's going to enable you to maximize your Social Security benefits. Folks, that's what it's about. You need to get the most out of Social Security that you possibly can. I know I'm speaking to someone right now and you've been thinking about this, wondering about it. Well, wonder no more. 844-359-2569. Cynthia, all a person has to do is ask for the Social Security Roadmap, and we're going to map it out for them and show them exactly what is in their best interest.
Trip, what advice do you have for people that are in the audience today and they're thinking Social Security is going to go away, so they're going to turn it on the minute that they can? Why can that sometimes be detrimental if they make that kind of mistake and turn it on too early?
Well, let's talk about that just for a brief moment. If somebody starts Social Security too early, if you file for your benefit too early, okay, and you're working, for instance, there's this thing called the earnings test, and if you earn over a certain amount, your Social Security benefit could be reduced, potentially eliminated. That would not be good. Imagine you're enjoying things, receiving the Social Security check, and then all of a sudden you get a notice from them that your benefit is going to be eliminated or reduced. We've got to avoid that. So we have to be sensitive to the earnings test, okay? We also have to be sensitive to life expectancy. We don't know how long someone's going to be around.
It's true.
But you know what? We can talk about where you are right now. How's your health right now? We can talk about your family, your genetics. I mean, how long did your parents live or your grandparents still alive? We can talk about a lot of that stuff. And the main thing is, though, we just don't want to make a wrong decision regarding when to file for Social Security. So people love it. You're going to love it, folks. You're going to love it when you come to see us. Imagine this. We map it out for you. You don't have to wonder anymore. Now you know. Doesn't that feel great? Yeah, it feels great to know you're making the best decision because, Cynthia, this is a lifetime decision, and it just can't be done wrong. By the way, if someone has done it the wrong way, if they're past the 12-month mark, they can't go back and reverse it. So it truly is a lifetime decision.
All right, Trip, thank you so much. There's a very special offer you're going to present to our viewers at home today. Let's once again talk about what that is before we reopen the phone lines.
Folks, call in right now. Call in and ask for the complimentary report on the way you can maximize your Social Security benefits. This report is in-depth, very inclusive, and it just lays out for you in a simplistic manner why Social Security is important, how you can get the most out of it, and the things that you need to be aware of from this point forward so that you can maximize your benefit. It's a free report. We'd love to provide you with it. Give us a call, 844-359-2569.
Trip, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is 844-359-2569. We realize you have a lot of questions regarding Social Security. When should you turn it on? What are the different strategies? Trip is offering you this complimentary report. Please don't miss the opportunity to call in today, 844-359-2569. Or if you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it. Click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Trip's landing page. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We are talking about different ages and how they correlate to your retirement plan. Stay tuned.
morning, Ben.
Good morning, Ben. Hey, birthday party for Carol and 5. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, Ben. Happy Monday.
Daryl's birthday, be there every square. Happy birthday to you. You can see from our quarterly report on slide number 62, we're trending in the right direction. All signs point to a very positive outlook for the next several years. If you peel back the onion...
Ben, do you have anything to add?
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to the Road to Retirement with Limehouse Financial. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Tripp Limehouse of Limehouse Financial. Tripp, this is such an amazing show we're having today, talking about the different ages and how they correlate to retirement. We've gone through 59 and a half, 62. Now we're going to jump into age 65. How is this special?
65, here we are. Well, we call this the I'm covered now stage, right?
Okay.
And the reason we call it that is because finally you've arrived at the point where you're eligible for Medicare. How about that? And Cynthia, what is Medicare? Let's just touch on that. I mean, most people are familiar with it, right?
Sure.
But let's just clearly define it. Medicare is health care for you from age 65 forward. Okay, now, Cynthia, I've been doing this a very long time. When I started, there was just two parts of Medicare. We had Part A and Part B. Oh my gosh, folks, now we have Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D. I'm fully convinced before it's all over with, the government's going to use the entire alphabet, and we'll probably have 26 parts of Medicare, right? But for now, you know, there's a lot of options out there. People just need to understand them. And quite frankly, this whole retirement thing sometimes can revolve around being eligible for health care, because a lot of folks out there don't want to retire before 65 because they're wondering what are they going to do for doctors, hospitals, and prescription drugs. So the good news is at 65, everyone is eligible to receive Medicare and all the benefits that come along with it.
Okay.
And so, folks, if you're wondering about Medicare, want to know more, because we are experts in this area as well. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that just goes along with retirement planning in general, right? And by the way, don't forget that what you need to be successful, it's real simple. It's the PLAN, the plan, okay? And while I'm thinking about it, Cynthia, there's some people out there right now, they may have a plan. I think that's great. And if that's you, if you already have a plan, I'm so proud of you. What I want to ask you, though, is this. If there was a way that we could increase the income or what comes out of your plan by, I don't know, 5% or 10% or 15%, I mean, folks, wouldn't you want to know about it? I think so. I mean, you're working hard. So if you have a plan, but you're wanting to know if you can improve upon it, get more out of it, call me right now, 844-359-2569. I'll review it for you, no cost, no obligation. And if we can improve upon it, it's something you're going to want to know about. But the Medicare thing, we tell people, you know what? There's no need to talk to 10 people, 15 people, because when a person is aging in, which is what we call it, they're getting ready to turn 65.
Okay.
They're inundated with information regarding Medicare. Oh, you have this one, you have this one. And then you've got JJ on TV, Dynamite, right? He's talking about all the things that come along with Medicare. Oh, you'll get this, you'll get this. And you know what? They're not making things up. There's a lot of benefits for different plans. But what I've found, Cynthia, is that you guys out there, you just need to understand what is available, what you can take advantage of, and what it's going to mean for you moving forward. So don't worry, because we can help you with it. But this is a fantastic time because there's no evidence of insurability required. In other words, a person can be not healthy and still get great coverage, okay? That's a big deal.
Okay.
And also we see the cost of healthcare in general when a person is in the uncovered stage being lowered, okay?
Okay.
Which is always a big thing. So, you know, for a further understanding of Medicare and how it relates to your retirement, if you want to make the best decision regarding Medicare because now you're covered, give me a call. I'll help you with that.
Tripp, oh my goodness, only 3 minutes left of the show, but age 73, you've actually marked this one as well because you think that this is a special age. Let's talk about why.
Well, age 73, here's what happens. I will because you make me.
Okay.
What am I talking about?
I don't know. It would be RMDs?
Required minimum distributions. That's right. You see, there's a group of people out there, and you know, this is a lot of our clients. A lot of our clients, just like you, have tax-deferred retirement accounts, have very large balances in those accounts, and they really don't want to take any money out. Okay?
Okay.
For instance, I'm thinking of a client that Jonathan and I brought on not too long ago, a husband and a wife. And these guys really have a wonderful retirement landscape. They each have a pension, retired, one from Dominion Energy, one from the state of South Carolina. So they each have a pension. They have a tremendous amount of money saved just in a checking and savings account. And then they have their tax-deferred retirement accounts, which are very, very large, 7 figures. They don't need, Cynthia, to take money out of that part of their retirement plan. They, not only do they not need to, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay? So what happens, though, is, folks, when you have a tax-deferred retirement account, you're entering into an agreement with the government, and that agreement states very clearly that when you hit a certain age, you're going to have to take money out, even if you don't want it or don't need it. That's what I'm talking about now when I talk about age 73. Required minimum distributions. And you know what, Cynthia? Quite frankly, people don't understand required minimum distributions. Some people aren't even aware that they're going to have to take money out, and they don't know if they know that they're going to have to take it out. They don't know how much. So it's real simple, folks. It's called the Required Minimum Distribution Roadmap. I'm offering it to you right now. So we've been talking this segment, this show, on age.
We have.
Corresponding with retirement. I think people just need to understand there's resources available. They can understand the ages, and we can help them make sure they're doing all of the right things at the certain ages as they get there.
Tripp, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, most specifically, thank you for spending time with us today. Tripp is your invaluable resource for all things retirement. Please feel free to reach out to him today. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back here 1 week from today. Take care now.